Hi guys, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 35 of this the 2019-2020 Premier League season. Now, like always, before we get on to week 35, let's have a quick look back at how well we got on in week 34, which is just being completed with Aston Villa Manchester United match.
Very good game. So last week I didn't really have a good week. I only had 6 points with no perfect results.
And I didn't do too bad this week. I came away with 11 points, 2 perfect scores, which is the 1-1 draw between Leicester and Arsenal, or Arsenal and Leicester I should say, and the 1-0 victory for the Blades Sheffield United over Wolves. Representing the viewers last week was Zayed Amro, and Zayed came away with 8 points. So overall now, Nathan, for the whole competition, you're on 235 points, I'm on 247 points, and the viewers, you guys, are on 218 points. Top scorer of last week was Aradin, I think that's how you pronounce it, Aradin Kadam, and Aradim came away with a magnificent score of 15 points, so congratulations there, Aradin. But enough of last week, let's crack on, move on. It is late, it's dark outside, I need to get to bed. Yeah, let's crack on with week 35.
Okay, so first up we have exceptionally bad Norwich, and they're going up against West Ham. Last week West Ham narrowly lost against Burnley. Quite surprised about that. I thought West Ham could have potentially got a draw in that, even though they've sort of picked things up recently. But Norwich, where do we start? 2-1 against Watford. Actually surprised that they scored in that one, really. No one saw that coming because they haven't scored since like February or something ridiculous. But yeah, this one only has one way going in it, I think, and West Ham are going to want to make a statement, especially after losing against Burnley last week. So I'm going to go for a runaway 3-0 victory to the Hammers.
Yeah, I think the Hammers are going to come away with a victory in this fixture as well. Norwich now lost 8 of their last 9 fixtures. West Ham narrowly beaten 1-0 at home against Burnley. I think it was a very late goal for Burnley in that fixture. So yeah, I think West Ham will get back to winning ways. Norwich all over the place. They did score a goal, as you said there, Nathan, but it's going to be a tight game. I can actually see them scoring again, the Canaries, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to the happy Hammers in this one. Next up, we've got Watford at home to Newcastle. Watford collecting a very vital win, you could say, last time against Norwich. Yeah, they've had difficulty beating most teams this season, Watford, but yeah, I think if they're going to play anyone to get points, then it was Norwich, and they did come away with those 3 points. Newcastle last time out getting absolutely thumped by Manchester City 5-0, as we saw. Newcastle is safe. They're not going to get into the European spots. There's no danger of them going around. They can play with freedom now. St. Maximum, I know he had a bit of a knock, so he was rested. So one of their main attacking threats was out of that game. So I'm actually going to go for another win for Watford in this one. There's not going to be a lot of goals in it, so I'm going to go for a 1-0 victory to the home side.
I actually disagree with you. I think Watford, they did play Norwich, and they did slightly beat Norwich, even though Norwich were able to get a goal against them. But I just think Newcastle are way too strong at the moment. I do think there'll be goals, but I think it's going to be 2-1 Newcastle. I think St. Maximin, if he's back in the side, he's going to do bits for him. Anyway, next up we've got Liverpool versus Burnley. Now Liverpool starting to pile the wins on, starting to play the youngsters. Curtis Jones having a few starts as well. I think he had his first start against Aston Villa. Coming up against Burnley side, very good win against West Ham last time around. That moves them up to 10th. Haven't lost in the last 4 matches, so that's very good for them, but that's going to come to an end, unfortunately. 4-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, Burnley in fine form at the moment. They've got a chance of getting into Europe as well. Liverpool, yeah, just magnificent. Another 3-1 win against Brighton, and Brighton can be tricky customers as well. So they could have had a lot more in that match against Brighton, although Brighton had their chances as well. In this one, I'm going to go for a narrow victory to Liverpool. Salah looks like he's got his goal scoring touch back as well, and yeah, 2-1 to the Reds in this one. Next up we got Sheffield United against Chelsea. Chelsea last time out a 3-2 victory over Crystal Palace. Bit of a leaky defence there, Chelsea, but going forward at the moment they look absolutely magnificent. Pulisic, William weighing in with the goals and assists as well. Sheffield United, after a tricky little bit of run of form, they've come back into form themselves. A 1-0 victory over Wolves, who themselves find themselves in 6th position, so that was a fine win for the Blades in that one. Sheffield United aren't going to make it easy at all for Chelsea, but I think the quality going forward at the moment for the Blues are going to carry them through in this game, and I can see this one being a very, very narrow 2-1 victory to Chelsea.
Yeah, I've gone exactly the same. I think Sheffield United will try and fight everything they can for it, but I just think the Chelsea attack is going to be way too strong for them, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 Chelsea victory as well. Next up, we've got Brighton versus Man City. Now, Brighton
losing against Liverpool,
managed to get a goal, which kind of surprised me really, especially with the way they've been attacking. Trossard getting the goal as well. Meanwhile, Man City dispatching Newcastle 5-0, which I didn't see coming at all. I thought it would be a slightly lower scoreline, but this one has a Man City win written all over it, 3-0.
Yeah, Brighton, Man City. There's only really going to be one winner in this one. Against Liverpool, Brighton really shot themselves in the foot, trying to play out the back, getting caught.
You can't play out the back.
I know. That high press Liverpool's got, and really shot themselves in the foot, and they were 1-0 down. I think it was 2-0 down after the first, 10 minutes or so. Man City, thunderous against Newcastle. De Bruyne back in the side, Foden having a good game, and David Silva absolutely magnificent. Beautiful free kick, in with the assists as well. He was magnificent in that game, and he actually had a humongous score in the Fantasy Football League this week. So I don't think Brighton are going to actually score in this one against Manchester City. Manchester City, okay, they're looking kind of solid at the back, so I'm going to go for a straightforward 3-0 victory to the citizens in this one. Next up, we've got Wolves at home against Everton. Wolves, as we said, they lost on the wrong side of a 1-0 defeat against Sheffield United. Everton this evening gaining a 1-1 draw against Southampton. A tough one to call this one. Very even Stevens at the moment. Everton, they can't really get into these into the Europe by the looks of it. It'll be a miracle if they do. So Wolves really need to get a victory really, but I can't see them getting anything other than a draw with Everton, so I'm going to go for 1-1 in this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just think there'll be a few more goals in this one. Wolves like to score, Everton can get on the score sheet as well, so I'm going 2-2. Next up, we've got Villa Palace. Now, Palace surprised me in getting 2 goals against Chelsea, even though they've been struggling. They've been struggling since we come out of lockdown, especially to get the goals as well. Coming up against a Villa side, continuing to struggle as well. One of the worst form in the league, or joint worst form along with Bournemouth, 0.25, which is just terrible. What are you meant to predict with this one? Villa can't seem to score. I mean, getting destroyed 3-0, just can't get attacking. Same with Palace, do struggle, but they did try their best against Chelsea. But I can see it being a 0-0 this one. I'm going with 0-0.
Yeah, not too many goals in Nathan. Yeah, Villa actually started off quite well against Manchester United, and all that good work was undone really, and suffering a 3-0 home loss against Manchester United, and prior to that they lost 2-0 to Liverpool, of course. Crystal Palace, absolutely, a couple of very good goals. Wilfried Zaha, an absolute rocket of a shot against that Chelsea defence, which can be leaky on times, but I think with the pace of Palace, Aston Villa could struggle a little bit with that. Villa aren't scoring goals really, but I can see them sneaking one in this one, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 away victory to the Eagles in this one. Next up, we've got Spurs against Arsenal, the North London derby without fans in the ground. I'm sure Arsenal TV will feel confident in this one, because Spurs this evening were they didn't get going at all against Bournemouth.
They were awful,
holding them to a 0-0 draw. They had their chances, those Spurs, but they just didn't really look that potent going forward or anything. It seems that the season for them is fizzling out. So Arsenal in good form at the moment, find themselves in 8th position, 3 victories in their last 4 fixtures. So I'm going to go for an away victory to Arsenal in this one. It's a narrow one, and I can see them edging it 1-0, maybe Aubameyang or Lacazette. Really, he's due a goal soon. So 1-0 to the Gunners. Yeah,
Mourinho's going to have them absolutely fired up for this one, I reckon. Personally, I don't think Mourinho pays enough attention to the teams lower down the table and think, we should easily get a win against this team, for example, and then they don't. But he's going to have them fired up for the North London derby, and it's always close whenever they play. So I'm going to say 1-1.
1-1. Well, if you look at the stats of the last 6 games, Tottenham, although their form has been terrible, they've only lost once in those 6 games.
Lots of draws, which is the typical Mourinho style, isn't it? So 1-1 in that one. Next up, we've got terrible Bournemouth against Leicester. Now, Leicester starting to turn things around. Drew last time around to Arsenal. Thought that was a very good result for them, especially.
Yeah, it was scored in the last minute, didn't they?
To bring it back. Vardy getting on the score sheet again. Bournemouth, 0-0, managing to hold up Spurs, which was quite a shock, really, especially with how badly they've been playing recently. Joint worst form in the league. But this should be Leicester's game. They're going to be fired up for it. 3-0.
Yeah, I think Leicester are going to win this one. Manchester United currently breathing down their necks for that 4th position in the league, that final Champions League spot. Although Manchester City, if they don't win their appeal, then it'll go down to 5th, so they'll be in Champions League anyway, unless they lose out to the likes of Wolves or Sheffield United, or Arsenal even, if miracles happen. But I think Leicester are going to open the floodgates in this. Vardy's in fine form at the moment.
He's brilliant.
I think it's going to be free-flowing attacking from the Foxes this weekend. 2-0 to Leicester.
Interesting.
And finally, the final fixture of the weekend is Manchester United again, finally, against Southampton. Now, Southampton, excellent form at the moment. Just the 1 defeat in the last 5 matches. Last time out, they drew against Everton earlier on this evening. 1-1 result. Danny Ings again on the score sheet. So great for fantasy managers. I think they will score against Manchester United, but Man United at the moment, attacking wise, Fernandes is absolutely fantastic. This partnership he's got going with Pogba is really good as well. Fernandes from I think it was the corner this evening, setting up Pogba for a goal outside the area, and Fernandes could have had a few goals this evening. I know he got the one there. Did he score 2? Yeah. I know he got the one there, but he missed it. There was a header in that match this evening, which he really should have scored from. But I'm going to give a little bit of credit to Southampton in this one. So, but ultimately, I see the Red Devils winning, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 home victory.
I've gone exactly the same as you. I think Man United will just have too much of Southampton, even though Southampton have been good recently. But Pogba, Fernandes, Greenwood scoring some amazing goals recently as well. Like the one against Villa tonight was amazing, and I just think Man United should have this one easily, 2-1.
Yeah, and of course Man United really need to keep that pressure up on Leicester. So that concludes our predictions for week 35 of this 2019-2020 Premier League season. As usual, I'm going to leave a template of these fixtures in the description. So if you'd like to play at home, which absolutely, I think there was about 40 or 50 of you last week. I've been counting up the scores this evening on that. If you'd like to play at home, make sure you leave your predictions in the comments section. But before we go, Nathan, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Happy birthday Douglas James Horn. Sub to his channel, of course, and sub to my channel, link in the description below. Live stream Friday night, Cardiff City versus Fulham, 8:10.
Yeah, and congratulations once again to Adrian Kadam, who got 15 points. Make sure, top scorer again this week, will get a shout out in the next video. We look forward to another feast of football over the weekend. Remember to leave your predictions, and please subscribe. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers now. Thanks as always, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.